So today we start a new module, that is your module 6, named stereochemistry, which is that branch of chemistry that deals with the orientation of atoms in molecules in three-dimensional space. Right? In this first lecture of this module, we'll study the representation of three-dimensional structures in two dimensions. That is how they are represented in two dimensions. So let's start. So as we know that stereochemistry is the study or branch of chemistry that deals with the orientation of atoms in space of a molecule, right? So before that, starting in going into details of stereochemistry that's included in our syllabus, let us see how we can represent the 3D structures in two dimensionals, because we'll be writing on papers, right? So what are the ways and how we do that usually? Suppose let us take the example of, say, N-propane. Right? So it has a formula like we used to write 3. We can write it like this, or sometime we also write, we draw the chain structure, right? And we put the hydrogens here. Now in both these structures, right, they do not show us how the atoms are oriented in space relative to one another. For example, in all these cases we know, we already learned about it, and we clearly know that this is an alkane. So the hybridizations are all sp3 here, right? Now for an sp3 hybrid carbon, the bond angles are what? 109 degrees and 0.5 degree, right? We can say, right? 109.5 degrees. But you see in this diagram, it looks like that is if 90, right? So this is not the right way to depict its three-dimensional structure in a two-dimensional way. Right? Now for this we have devised, right, generally that we write in this angular chain structure, wherein these are the bonds that are on the paper, right? The solid bonds, that means these are on the plane of the paper, and we also write some solid bonds, right, wedge bonds and dashed bonds, which depicts that these are either out of plane or towards the viewer or away from the viewer, right? So we can draw the same propane like this also, right? This gives us an idea that the orientation of the hydrogen atoms with respect to the carbons in three dimension. Now we can expect that these angles are like 109 degree, right? And these bonds, the solid bonds, are towards the viewer, and these are away from the viewer, right? And these are on the plane of the paper. Of the paper, and as of now it's not on, I am writing on the screen, right? Paper. Okay, now there are several other ways to depict also, right? So sometimes we draw tetrahedrals to show the same thing, right? So this is a tetrahedron, suppose, say, right? Suppose we can draw the methane like this. This is same, this is towards the viewer, this is away from the viewer, and these two bonds are on the plane itself. This shows a three-dimensional structure in two dimensions. Now these are very simple, and now next we will see there are two other ways to draw this, right? And we'll go one by one. First we'll see the what I have drawn is called actually Shawhorse projection. Right. Now, if we take the example of propane, the same propane which we discussed in the previous slide, right? In Shawhorse, we will be drawing it like this. Okay. So H and CH3. So suppose this is C1, this is the second carbon C2, and this is the C3. Now you see, in this case, if you just look from this bond, just through this bond, you will see that this hydrogen is overlapping on the CH3. This carbon hydrogen bond is overlapping with this bond, and this carbon hydrogen bond is overlapping with this bond, right? Now this is the eclipsed form, right? So we can write it eclipsed form. Now if you just rotate it 60 degrees, right, this bond, this total the C carbon, keeping this fixed, the C1 fixed, right, you will end up something like this one. The front carbon will not change, of course, but the second carbon, right, it will be like this. The CH3 will come up here, right, hydrogen, and everything will be same. Now if you look, you can see all the 6 bonds, right? Here you could see only the 3 bonds. The other 3 bonds are eclipsed, right, as if they were obstructed from our vision by the front carbon bonds. But here you can see all the 6 bonds. These kind of are called staggered. Okay, this is the Shawhorse projection, usual Shawhorse projection, but Shawhorse projection can also be depicted sidewise, right? If you draw the C1 C2 bond like this, then you can draw the hydrogen here. It's better if I rename it, right? Okay, let's rename it like hydrogen 1, hydrogen 2, hydrogen 3, hydrogen 4, hydrogen 5. Okay. So you see, it will be the hydrogen 2. It will be hydrogen 3. Hydrogen 1 will be here, right? Sorry, hydrogen 1. See, we are not giving 90 degrees, right? Because these are tetrahedrals. So individually they are tetrahedral shapes. So here also we will draw the similar way. Here it will be hydrogen 4. Here it will be hydrogen 5. Why I am marking it? Because if all are hydrogens, then it is very difficult to distinguish between them. Okay, and this will be CH3. Okay, so this is the eclipsed form of propane in Shawhorse. Both are Shawhorse. Both of them are Shawhorse. Okay, and this one, how it will look like? Say same thing. This carbon will remain similar. It will not change. All are hydrogens, and we have not rotated it also. But in this case now it is rotated, right? Now we have something like this. Isn't it? See what has happened. This CH3 has come here, right? So it will be this CH3. It was on the plane. The carbon-carbon bond was on the plane. Now it has come above the plane, 60 degree above the plane. Similarly, this hydrogen which was above the plane, this C4, H4 has gone on the plane, and this has gone below the plane, H5. Okay. So these are called Shawhorse projections. One of the way to depict three-dimensional structures in a two-dimensional surface. Okay. So next we'll move to another part, another way of depicting it, which is called Newman projections. Newman projections are very important in conformation and analysis, which we will study later. See, let us draw the Shawhorse eclipsed and that one again, right? Suppose this is the eclipsed one, and this is the staggered one. Okay. This is Shawhorse. Okay. The rule of Newman is, suppose you are viewing it through one bond. The way we saw that how to view it through the bond length of C1 and C2. If we view it directly from here, right, in this direction, what you will see? You will see a carbon here that is depicted as dot. The front carbon atom is denoted as a dot, right? And you draw the three bonds there. It will be like this, as if 120 degree apart. Okay. The carbon which is behind, right, is drawn as a circle. Okay. So this one is this carbon, and this one is the front carbon. Now you directly cannot see it, so actually it's overlapping, but for the sake of our clarity, we draw very close bonds which are very close to the other bond, right? If it is eclipsed. Sorry. So in this case, both are these are hydrogens, and here one hydrogen and another CH3. Right? This is the eclipsed form of Newman projection. What will be the staggered one? Again we follow the same rule. The front carbon and the carbon that is behind, we draw the bonds of the front carbon then. Now the bond of the behind carbon atom will be start from the circle, the circumference of the circle. They will not do not draw them from the center, as I have drawn it. See, here also I have drawn it here. It has not started from the center, right? It has started from the circumference. So when you are drawing the staggered form, you have to draw it here, right? It's like this. The three bonds are like this. So as the now put the substituents, they are all hydrogen here in our case. Here now we have CH3, H and H. So this is the Newman projection of staggered form of propane in propane. So drawing Newman projection from Shawhorse, and if someone gives you the diagram of the Newman projection, you can interconvert them to Shawhorse. So you have to practice interconversion of Shawhorse to Newman and Newman to Shawhorse also. Okay. Okay. So we learned Shor's projection and Newman projection and how to convert Shor's to Newman, Shor's to Newman, right? And the same way you can easily say now from Newman to Shor's. Now it will be trivial that we use the same example. Let us take another example of Newman and then convert it to Shor's. Okay. Suppose okay. Now you have say chlorine, hydrogen, OH. This is just an imaginary thing, huh? And H. So what will be the Shor's diagram? Okay. As you can see, this is a staggered form. So what we'll do first, we'll draw an oblique line, right? We'll draw the front 3 bonds of the front carbon atom and put an Y shape for the behind carbon which is at the back, because it is staggered. Now let us put the substituents. We'll put H here, H here, and chlorine here, Cl. Similarly, see, this chlorine will go here, right? Cl, this will come here, OH, and the others will be occupied by H. Okay, so we have seen another example of converting Newman to Shor's. So this is Newman to Shor's. Newman to Shor's. And here it is Shor's to Newman. Okay. Now we will see a third type of projection which was in very much used in the older books, right? Now also it is used. These are called Fisher projections. Fisher projections, right? These are the cross signs that you might have seen, right? Suppose it's drawn like this, Cl, H, suppose something like this, CHO. Okay, so these are usually drawn for the chiral compounds, so designating a chiral carbon here. What is chiral and all that will come again later, but let us see what is the relation between Shor's and our Fisher projection, and how can we also convert them to Newman projections. In Fisher projections, right, something is done like this. It is always, there are 2 lines, one horizontal and one maybe more than one horizontal is there, but if one carbon is there, then we will draw it like this. If we are concerned with only one carbon center, right, geometry, it is like this. The vertical and horizontal. Now in Fisher projection it is said that the horizontal line, the bonds which are on horizontal lines, these are above the plane, that is towards the viewer. Towards the viewer, right? And the bonds which are vertical, these are below the plane. Below the plane. That means what? This is actually can be drawn something like this. Okay. See. So these are below the plane and these are above the plane. A tetrahedral, you are viewing it the two bonds are towards you and the two other bonds are away from you. Okay. Now let us take a definite example how this can be shown. Suppose, okay, let us take this example which I have already taken, right? So if you convert it to our above and below the plane bonds, it will look like Cl here, H here. So this OH will be below the plane, and here also CHO will be below the plane. Okay. But you are not familiar to draw like this, right? This is for our understanding purpose we have drawn, but you will seldom see people drawing structures like this, organic structures like this, right? So how we can convert it to Shahars type of projection? See, now if you move it in such a way that this hydrogen is still towards you, right? And if you move it in such an angle that these two bonds, the CHO and the OH, these two bonds now come on the paper, right? They are moving on the paper, right? If you move it in such a way that they will also come out, so these are already below, so they will come up and these will go down, right? So these and these two are equivalent. So we can write this one equivalent. Okay. So they are not different, these two things. Okay, so let us take another example, a generic one. Suppose A, B, C and D. So if we write in tetrahedral form, what it will be? You can now easily say that this will be B, this will be A, C and D. Okay. You can picture this also. If you say, if you are looking from this angle, looking from this side, right? Suppose your eye is here, you are looking at this side, then what you will see? You will see something like this only, right? You will see then something, right? A, B, C and D, isn't it? So these are the three ways of projecting a three-dimensional molecule in 2 dimensions. Okay. Now we have seen the Fischer projection of with a single carbon atom. Let us take of various Newman projections and do the conversion to Fischer projection. Okay. Let us take start with the Shahars. Okay. Suppose we have a molecule like this. Say chlorine, OH, hydrogen, say Br, OH, hydrogen here, right? Okay, let us take this example. This is an arbitrary example. I don't know what the result will come out. Okay. Now this is staggered or eclipsed? Well, this is in eclipsed form. So we are starting with an eclipsed form of Shahars. Let us draw the Newman. We draw the dot, that is our front carbon, then draw the circle around it, which is our carbon which is at the back, right? Now we draw the bonds like this, Okay, so it is H here, B here. Sorry, this is not H, right? This is OH that we have taken. Okay, similarly, we very closely draw a bond here, and with OH, the chlorine and carbon are eclipsed, and so is this hydrogen and OH. Okay, so this is our Newman projection. Now, as we have started with this eclipsed form, our job is little easier, because the rule of drawing Fisher projection is to convert the structure to its eclipsed form, then draw the same thing. Okay. Now it is already eclipsed. Now the next rule is rotate in such a way that it looks like as if we can draw it from anywhere here also. Rotate in such a way that the single bonds, I mean these are Y shaped, they become Y shaped, right? They become like this. Okay, so just 180 degree I rotate it, 180 degree rotation about the whole molecule. I'm just writing it, it's not very difficult. So it will be, right, OH will come here, H, OH will again come here, and here the bromine. Similarly Cl here and H here. Okay, you can do the same with Newman also. Any result will come, they will show the same result. I am just drawing the Shawhorst projection. So this is against eclipse Shawhorst projection of the molecule we have taken. Now if you want to say what is the Fisher projection of this, see, suppose you are viewing, now you have to view from this top here. If you view it from here, how it will look like, right? It will look like, and say if you are rolling it, right, suppose you are putting something here, a heavy load on this, so that it is flattened, you are flattening it, then how it will look like? You have a bond with this, this is the C1 and this is the C2. Okay, now we have flattened it, so it will look like this, as in Fisher projection. Cl, it was above towards you, so they are on the horizontal lines, Cl and H. Similarly they are bromine and OH are towards you, so it is again on the horizontal lines. And these two, this hydrogen and this OH was away from you, that means they are on the now on vertical lines. Okay, this is the Fisher projection of this molecule, equivalent. Okay. See, here also you can see the same thing. It will occur. Okay, so this is the Fisher projection to Shawhorst to Fisher. Now if someone gives you this one, how can you do this to convert to Shawhorst? Now whenever there is a Fisher, it is always in eclipsed position, right? So you convert it the same, you draw this here like this, these two are towards you, so it will be Br and OH. This is away from you, so it will come here. This is again towards you, so Cl and H, and this is again away from you, so it will go down. Sorry, it is H, right? Okay, this is H and this is OH. Okay. Okay, so we end up with the same molecule. See, there is no change. And if we do its Newman, what will happen? Okay, now this is the Newman of this molecule as we have drawn it here. This is not different from the first one, right? This is same. Okay, now so OH is here, chlorine is here, and H is here. See, this is same thing, just rotate it to 180 degree. The picture as a whole is rotated to 180 degree. So far we have learned the three way of projecting the 3D structures in 2D. Right? What are those? The first is our Shawhorse projection. Second is Newman projection, and third is Fisher projection. Okay, Fisher projections are what? Just showing vertical and horizontal lines. These vertical lines are away from the plane, and these are above the plane. Newman projections are concentric circles and with centers, right? Staggered and eclipse. Shawhorse are either this kind of structures or right. So these are the three ways that we have learned today.